I love this summer. We are not on deck in a TV studio. We've been on these great decks.
I know.
And now we're on a really great deck with Annie and Christine, my co-host, and with Mark Warner.
Hello, welcome to Epic Oyster.
Thank you. Yes,
so
owner
excited to
of
be here.
Epic Oyster, which is the hot spot of Cape Cod.
is.
Have you been here?
Absolutely.
And you're coming here very, very soon. It's very difficult to get in, but it's well worth waiting. Tell us about, this was an old diner.
It's a 1922 Tierney dining car that from 1922 to 1936 was in Wareham. And in 1936, there was a restaurant called Megantic Club that burnt down. And it was an empty space here. And this family in 1936 towed it from Wareham to here. And about a month before we opened, a woman showed up with a picture of her parents had this diner in the back of a truck. Towing it here.
That's neat.
I love
So-
the history.
So from 36 to 2017, it was a breakfast joint and a lot of fond memories here.
Really great omelets.
Is that right?
I remember.
Okay, so 217 comes and you are at,
I'm working for a wine distributor called MS Walker, selling fine wine to local restaurants. And a friend, knew my wife and I were interested in opening up an oyster bar, knew about this spot, told me to come take a look at it. I drove in the parking lot and looked at the outside and I was like, no way.
I can understand that. Yeah.
It showed all its 100 years of
Sure.
wear. And then he talked me into coming back and looking in the inside, and we went in as soon as we turned the corner and looked at the diner, and I was like, this is an oyster bar. It looked like an oyster bar.
Right,
We're
right.
in. That's it.
And you just said, okay, wait a minute. There's a little seafood oyster background here with you, right?
When I was a young lad in my early 20s, I thought if I moved to Boston and became a bartender, that would have been a good career move. So I got to Boston, I found out I couldn't make a drink, but I could shuck. So
You could what?
I could shuck.
Okay.
Shuck oysters.
Gotcha.
So I applied to a few restaurants that the bartenders shucked, and bartenders were plentiful. Shuckers were not a lot.
Unique.
So I told the owner of the restaurant, I can't make any drinks, but I'm a quick learner, but I can shuck. He said, you can shuck? He said, can you start tonight? And I said, yes, I can.
Isn't that funny?
great.
I went from there to Legal Seafoods and worked there for 10 years.
Well,
Oh, so
at
you're doing
Legals,
this.
As a professional shucker?
I'm a professional shucker,
I
yes.
love that.
how'd you learn to shuck oysters?
Growing up, I grew up in Falmouth, born and raised.
Okay.
And whenever we needed extra money back then, we would shellfish. And we had a lot of shellfish on our hands. And if you went to a party or somebody's house, it was, we'll bring some oysters. And somebody had to open them. Anybody can learn to shuck. It just takes shucking a lot of oysters. So
Takes me about an hour to do a dozen.
Right.
Oh, really? That long? Oh, I've never done that. How long does it take you to do a dozen?
We do 600 oysters in 5 hours.
Sorry, Christine.
So from when we open the doors 5 o'clock to about 9 o'clock, just 3 guys and women, we just shuck for 3 hours straight.
Is
Just
that
shuck,
right?
yeah, shuck, and shuck.
How do your hands feel at the end of that?
You get used to it. It's like anything else.
Yeah.
We did a street fair one day, then it was a Saturday, and they came here and shucked that night, and we did 1,800 oysters in one day. The next day, my hands were swollen.
Swollen and killing you.
But it's par for the course.
You want a thumb wrestle?
Yeah.
You won. So 2017, you bought this diner
Yes.
and you renovated and you opened how long ago?
So when we bought it, everybody asked us, how long it was going to take us to get open. We said, about 6 weeks. A year and 6 weeks later.
Okay,
We
yeah,
finally opened the
usually.
doors. We opened June 15th of 2017.
Oh,
So it's been a year and a month or so.
That's so exciting. And you know what's so exciting too is how popular it is. Like you've really hit the restaurant scene in Falmouth
I think,
in a big way.
right. I think while I was selling wine to restaurants, I had the Vineyard to Hyannis, and I thought one of the things they were missing was a shuck to order restaurant. When you come here, we shuck everything to order. You order Clams Casino, we shuck it to order. Oyster Rockville, we shuck to order. And if you sit at the bar, we shuck it right in front of you.
Nice.
So, if you don't see your shucker, they probably shucked it before.
Okay. I think that sounds like Susie sells seashells at the sea. If you don't see your shucker, yeah. Ugh. Okay, so you sell other things besides oysters because I've had some fabulous lobster here.
Yep, we have, we take advantage of seasonal shellfish, seasonal fish. The specials change every night. We have a couple of popular favorites on the main menu that we keep. But we go with, you know, if somebody calls us on Tuesday and says they got some great halibut, it's what we're doing.
Oh, I love that. It's great.
So we try to take advantage of whatever's fresh, and then we just, you know, run with it till we don't get any fresh halibut, and then we move to something else. And so
I tried to make it last summer for my children, and everybody threw it away, and I thought it was so easy.
well, it's a steak fish, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, threw it away.
Most people cook seafood at too high of temperatures, so you got to be gentle with it. But it's coming out great. We did with a little bit of Champagne Beurre Blanc, and it's been real popular.
That's where you screwed up. You didn't do any Champagne Beurre Blanc.
One of the things we also do kind of unique to our restaurant, we do a swordfish on the bone.
I had that the last time I was here.
So it's on
so great.
it's the collar of the swordfish, and it's got a lot of fat in it.
Delicious.
Fish fat.
So it's
Healthy fat.
So,
And
it's nice
just,
moist.
Yeah, it's just moist, and it's really unique, and we're lucky to get it. Most of it gets flown to Japan, and where they'll pay
And then it's
untold.
flash
Oh, no
frozen.
kidding. Oh, well, they had, first of all, they take reservations, which is very important because it's a small place. You cannot come here on a Saturday night and expect to walk right in. Am I correct?
Well, you can get in. The bar moves pretty quickly, so you can come in. A lot of people come in, and you know, a great part of the experience is the bar. Coming in and while you're waiting for your table, getting a dozen oysters, having a drink, meeting some interesting people at your table. So the bar moves pretty quickly.
Oh, it does.
People
Okay,
in and
good
out.
to
A
know.
lot of people come here. You know, there's a lot of other great local restaurants here, so they'll come here for oysters, have a cocktail, and then go have dinner someplace else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, so it's, 15, 20 minutes people are out, so it's part of the experience,
I know when we came, we all ordered something and shared it because everybody wants to try everything.
Right,
Everything's so delicious on the menu. So that was kind of fun. It was fun to be able to learn about many meals. There were 6 of us. Yeah, so it was fun.
So we have a lot of small plates or appetizers, and people love them. They share them, get a couple oysters, we sell the oysters by the piece too, so you can get, people come and get 1 or 2 oysters, or 32 oysters, whatever you like.
And I can see your wine background comes into play. Did you notice the ceiling?
Oh, I love
I
it.
want that in my
Tell
house.
about your ceiling.
So I was in the wine business for majority of my life. I sold wine to restaurants, and if you work for a big company, they give you a watch. If you work in the wine industry, you end up with a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Wine boxes, which I saved my first wine box in 1988. Back then, everybody threw them away because they were plentiful. But little did I know, 20 years later, they would be
A collector's item, right?
item.
Yeah, they really are.
So I took 132 wine boxes. We broke them up and we put them on the ceiling and kind of made a mosaic. And
Where did you keep 132 wine
my
boxes?
mother's basement. They were very happy when I opened this restaurant.
My mother's basement, because it's really beautiful. There'll be a shot of it, I know,
Right.
and it's so unique.
It is. It's, it's an idea we came up with, and we went with it.
And you own the restaurant with a girl.
I do. My wife Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
With the woman.
With
the woman.
With a woman.
lady.
Sorry, you're 60. I'm 65. With a woman. And what does she do? What's her?
So her role is she's the hostess with the mostest, and she does a lot of the administrative work and reservations and kind of dealing with the public.
Yeah.
And she traded emails with you, and she kind of keeps it all together while I'm running around shucking oysters.
And I would like to say she does that with a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Am I right? Because that's not an easy thing to be in the restaurant business and have 3 young children like that.
Do they know how to shuck?
They will shortly. It's my wife Sarah
And
and
it's
I.
safe.
My wife Sarah she's a very good shucker.
Oh, Sarah shucks oysters
yes.
by the seashore. Okay. What else can you tell us about the restaurant? What are your favorites besides your oysters?
It depends. I mean, when I was in the wine business, I was lucky enough to travel a lot to different wine regions. So a lot of the dishes are dishes I had, when I was in South Africa or Portugal or in Argentina.
Interesting.
So a lot of the dishes bring back great memories.
So do you pair with
Sure.
wines?
Yeah. I
Wow,
mean, we
nice.
have, we have a lot of white wines from the Loire Valley, which in France, that's where the French grow wines. Grow oysters. And
Oh.
in Europe, what grows together goes together. So the wines and oysters are a perfect match. So Sancerre,
Another good tip.
Fumet.
Yeah.
Sancerre is the ultimate oyster wine, if I had to choose one.
I think that's an ultimate
right.
wine, actually. It's an epic wine.
It's interesting because I know you're friendly with Matt Gelly, who owns the Raw Bar.
I sold to Matt many times.
Well, we did a show a couple weeks ago, and he brought out some oysters. I've never had a raw oyster, but here I had a grilled oyster after 2 glasses of wine, and it was delicious.
So that is Jonathan Swiss said it was a hungry man who ate the first oyster. But once you acquire the taste, it's nothing like it. But we don't grill a lot of oysters on the Cape, but in a little part of California in Tamales Bay, all the oyster farms have grills, and you go there and you get these oysters and eat them raw, but they also grill them. And I just thought it was a great idea, and I'm like, wow, people back home are gonna love this.
Yeah.
So we grilled the oysters and use a little bit of garlic butter, or sometimes a vinaigrette.
Anything with garlic is good, right?
Sometimes we put a little vinegar on it, or sometimes, depending on what. But our traditional grilled oysters are a little bit of garlic butter, crumbs, and Pecorino Romano.
What could
New
be
Orleans
better?
also. I did a little investigative tour of New Orleans 2 months before we opened this.
Oh, did you?
That's a great oyster culture.
Right.
It was great to see the culture, and they grill oysters down there. And so it's a cross between California and New Orleans. You get epic grilled oysters.
Epic.
Right.
Epic grilled oysters. Where do you get your oysters from?
We have.
Oh, look at this.
Oh.
So impressed with the locations.
From all over.
Oh. Falmouth, Barnstable, Wellfleet.
California, Duxbury, Maine.
Oh.
So our primary oysters are from Fiddler's Cove, which is less than 2 miles away from here.
Oh.
Perfect.
And we deal directly with the farmer. He shows up, they still have salt water on them. We take them from his refrigerated van, put them on our oyster bar, ice them down, and serve them, and they just doesn't get any fresher than that. I also have a refrigerated van. I'll drive to various farms, pick up different oysters and what's available. But we like to, it's great to try, like wine, try different oysters side by side, and you really can see the differences. So it's
Can you
cool
get a
that-
flight of oysters?
You can, sure. A lot of people do that.
I love that idea.
And a flight of wine?
Right. So one night we did like an inner bay, so all the oysters that were inner Cape Cod we did, and then we did some outer bay with open ocean oysters, and so you can mix them any way you want. A lot of people come in that's like, I'll take all the local oysters.
Could you have an oyster class?
We may, we've done it before. I've done them in the
Yeah.
past.
Oh, you mean at the Couture Center for the Arts?
We'd make you take it, Betsy.
Oh,
Take it. We're going to send you up to the oyster class.
I'm
Giving
shucking.
civilians knives with sharp oysters.
Right, it's
I always
dangerous.
had some questions.
That's great. Are you open in the winter time? You're open all year round?
We're open year round. and, get a
Fantastic.
great
We can
winter.
have our holiday party here
Let's do it.
and do oysters.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Did a lot of great parties.
Did
last
you?
year, yeah. That's right.
Can we take a break now and then come back and watch you shuck some oysters and
Great.
see how to do it?
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Okay, terrific. Thanks.
All right.
We're back. And the interesting thing is, during the break, we were learning some very interesting facts about oysters. So,
You just told us about how when they're farmed, they rotate
tumbled.
them.
They're tumbled. Yep.
And as a result, they have this cupping. Can you hold one up and show?
So that's what you're looking for is a cup. Deep
Okay.
cup.
if you don't tumble them, what happens?
They'll grow flat. An oyster wants to grow out, and they'll become what they call chips, and the meat's like really thin. So you can tell wild oysters they're thin. These are tumbled, so they're tumbled and the shells hit each other, so it prohibits them from growing this way, and it makes them grow down, and then they develop a nice cup. In the raw bar, we open them a different way. I'm gonna show you. I'll open up one how we do at the bar, just because it's easy for me. But so you want to take an oyster knife? I've used many of oyster knives in my life. This is just a basic oyster knife. It's always done me well.
Yeah?
And you don't want to use too much pressure. It's more finesse, and it's similar to if you ever opened up a paint can with a screwdriver, you kind of wiggle it open. That's what you want to do. And there's a muscle right there that's holding it together. So you get in the bill, you just pop it open. What we do is so that muscle right there, you want to cut that. See, this is where a lot of people at home make a mistake. At this point, they rip the top shell off.
Sure.
And that rips the oyster. What you want to do is,
Go all the way through.
see how clean that shell is?
Oh,
Yeah.
show the audience. That's beautiful.
So that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's clean there. And now, I dropped a little juice because I want to, but you want, the liquor is really what you are going for. So that's nice, and you want to keep that liquor. And then what we do is, we cut that mussel once more, flip it. So you want to see if there's any little pieces of shell in there.
Oh.
And see how much water?
Oh, yeah.
That's the liquor.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Thank you.
Is it strange that my heart is beating quickly as I'm about to taste this oyster?
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm trying to watch how you do it. So this shoot
just
it
straight,
this
just
way.
drink it right in.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Mmm.
Oh my goodness.
Delicious, isn't it?
That was wonderful.
You can still taste the oyster. It's great.
I ate an oyster.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Oh, Mark, that's delicious.
Your first oyster was
Thank you. It was epic.
Epic!
It was epic. They always taste like that. You know, because they always taste like that.
Yeah,
Well, they should taste like that.
It's important
That
to keep
was
them cold. You should eat an
Cold.
oyster like white wine. It should be chilled and fresh and
that was
delightful.
great. Hey, thanks so much for
Oh.
doing this.
It was nice
That was
having
so
you.
much
Thank you.
fun.
Oh.
Can't wait to come back.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I got to get a hug because I'm going to be here this week. I know. Thank you. Thank you.